This pick for my list of underrated guitar players will be a divisive one because it seems that these days people love him or hate him. Others will put him on a list with overrated guitar players. And the reason for that is that he has always been more at the forefront of his band while his guitar playing partner has been more in the background. The one I'm talking about today is Joe Perry, and although he has been the more noticeable guitar performer on Aerosmith, I think that Brad Whitford is underrated in his own right. But where I think Brad Whitford is the better technically skilled guitar player, I think Joe Perry is more original in his choices and has a more distinct style. And that's what divides guitar players these days. Some think he's a show-off, a poser, that he's sloppy and that he takes away the spotlight from his co-guitarist in Aerosmith. I for one disagree with that. So even though Joe Perry might be the best known name I've included so far on my list of underrated guitar players, I still think that he's underrated. I've liked Aerosmith ever since I was a teenager, but what really propelled my love for them was reading Joe Perry's book Rocks, which I've read a few years ago. It turned out to be one of the favorite music biographies I've ever read. It made me dive into their discography again and reinvent their music. Even though he's absolutely a performer, I really don't think he's putting himself in front of Whitford. The latter just has a different stage presence and doesn't step into the spotlight as much, so I want to throw that argument out of the window. They both play rhythm and lead, and they are both great. What some call sloppy, I'd call swaggy. There's a difference between loose timing and playing sloppy. Someone who doesn't have a sense of rhythm sounds more choppy to me, and he sounds very fluid, but he has a way of playing with the beats. What he's doing is actually more difficult than timing perfectly to a click, but you need to have a certain feel for this type of playing. But it's not just his rhythmic sense, it's also his melodic choices. He has a combination of playing licks that feel familiar, but also making odd choices tonally that make it original and unique. Just like the way he times unexpected, he does the same thing with his note choices. But guitar solos aside, he's also just a great songwriter that wrote so many iconic riffs and hooks. Whether you like their old stuff or the more mainstream new stuff that they made since their comeback in the late 80s, he never phones it in. Some of his best guitar work was done in one of those famous hits, but you actually have to listen past the obvious parts to hear it. Lastly, Joe Perry knows his sound. While I think there have been more iconic guitar sounds on studio albums in the 70s, live he has always known how to get a good sound, and as the years went on, that also became more prevalent on our studio albums as well. He doesn't just love his gear, he actually knows how to use it. It's a shame that Aerosmith stopped touring because I really wanted to go see them with my wife, as she has never seen them. I saw them about 15 years ago and it's easily in the top 3 of best live shows I've ever been to. And even if you don't like Aerosmith, go check it out to listen to Joe Perry's guitar work. I have a feeling that there will be some opposing opinions about this, but let's have a nice conversation in the comments down below. And while you're down there, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.